A common question that I get is, how do you actually make art prints, canvas prints? So in this video, I'm going to walk through 3 techniques that are pretty simple actually. You don't need to be intimidated and you don't need to spend countless hours working in Photoshop or Affinity Photo. I'm just going to show you 3 really quick tips, and you can use these to create artwork that actually sells. This is my actual technique that I use to make sales on sites like Redbubble, Teepublic, Merch by Amazon, Displate, the list goes on and on. Let's jump in. Okay, so shameless plug alert. I do have another channel. It's called Crafty Stacks, and it's deep dive tutorials on how to use things like Inkscape, Kittle, Photoshop. It's got Creative Fabrica stuff on there, tons of deep dive videos. So this is not a deep dive video, but if you're interested in those, check out my other videos on the sister channel called Crafty Stacks. So this is a lot like a cooking show. Let's get our ingredients first. I'm on a site here called Pexels, and I'm going to type in the phrase texture. From here, I'm going to see some backgrounds like concrete, flowers, stripies, some paints, and some oils. So I'm going to grab a couple textures that I think will look good. Things that are like marbled, wood. I'm going to grab like 5 textures and we'll see where life takes us. All right, the first technique involves grabbing a stencil. So I'm here on a site called SVG SILH. It stands for SVG Silhouette. These are all Creative Commons CC0, which is totally public domain. And I've just typed in lips, and I'm going to grab this design right here. So here I am in Photoshop, and I've just imported one of the texture designs that I found on Pexels. And you don't have to be in Photoshop. You could be in Affinity Photo or Inkscape, whatever graphic design tool you use. And all I've done now is I've simply put in the lips design, and you could move it around and rotate it if you like as well. The other option is to change the color of the lips. Now in Photoshop, I'm just going to use what they call a layer mask. So I'm just going to highlight both layers, and then I'm just going to make it look red. So that's it. That's the entire design. And I know it seems really simple, and you might be thinking, well, nobody's going to buy this, but if people don't know how to do this, they don't know that it only takes you like 30 seconds to make. I'm going to merge these layers together, and now I can use in Photoshop something like the multiply feature, and I can make it now look red, or I can make it look different colors based on Photoshop's many different tools that you've got at their disposal. So you could have different variants of this as well. So here's the second website that I use quite a bit. It's called Pexels. And here I've just typed in the word heels, and I'm looking for a pair of either shoes or legs. And this is the one that I'm going to use right here. The reason I like this is because I can remove the black and I can remove the red, and that'll just give me a very basic design that we can play with. Again, it's a free download, public domain images, good for commercial use. So I'm going to grab this. Okay, so I'm in Affinity Photo, and I'm picking Affinity Photo simply because it's not Photoshop. So I don't want you to get hung up on Photoshop. So now I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to place an image. So in this case, I'm going to place the image here of the legs. Okay, I'm going to make sure it's somewhat centered. There we go. Now I'm just going to right click it, and I'm going to rasterize that layer. And that just means that I can make adjustments to it pretty easily. So now I'm going to go into the eraser tool, and I'm going to go to the flood erase tool, and I'm going to simply erase out the color, and that just leaves the black. But now I'm going to erase the black. So now what are we left with? Kind of a weird outline, right? And now I'm going to go into the eraser brush tool, and I'm going to pick off this piece right here. I'm going to make sure that my hardness is set to 100 so that it picks it up nice and easy. So really what I'm left with is just sort of an outline of some legs. Now I'm going to place an image of a background, a texture. And in this case, I've picked a concrete texture or a rock texture, some sort of a granite texture. I'm going to just drag my layer down, and now we can see inside the rock is now stuck some sort of a human body. And it looks like it's a painting or an etching or some sort of a stencil design like maybe Banksy would use. The point of it is there's no black in it, and that's what makes it look kind of next level. Another option you can do is to remove the background just like I did here. Keep the shadow, keep the black in there, and then what you can do is over on the layers panel, you can change the way this looks to say darken or multiply or color burn. There's all sorts of different ways that you can make this stand out. In fact, I really like that darker color because it keeps some of the red in there. Again, this is personal preference. There's no text, there's no funny design. This is like an art print that somebody would buy and hang on their wall. Here's the third example. I'm on a site called Pixabay, and here I'm picking something that's on purpose, a silhouette. So I'm going to download this design, and let's see what we can do with that. So for this third example, I'm in Inkscape, and that's yet another graphic design tool that you can use. So here here I've imported my image, and now I'm over on the right hand side. I want to trace a bitmap. So I went path, trace bitmap, and now I've got the image selected. I'm going to go into trace bitmap. I updated my preview, and now I'm going to click apply. And really what I'm trying to get out of this is just the stencil. So I can delete out the photograph now, and I can see we've just got the stencil remaining, which is basically the silhouette. So I'm going to go layer, add layer, and I'm going to add my layer. So I'm going to say above current, or I can do below current. I'm going to go below current. I'm going to go file, import. I'm going to pick my image, and we're going to see here it's going to load in underneath, and now I can make it fit my page. Now I've made my page on purpose the size of a horizontal displate, for example, but you could make it any size you want. You could make it 8.5 by 11, 11 by 17, and you can also have it be larger than the page, and then you can just export the page. So this would be one option, is keeping the silhouette and putting a texture in behind it. And another way you can do this design, I'm in Photoshop, I'm actually going to do the reverse. I'm going to keep the background and I'm going to remove the silhouette. So here I'm going to use my magic eraser tool, and I'm going to click on it. It's going to ask me to rasterize. And now I'm going to go in and delete out the black, and we can see all of the black now is going to be removed, but the background is going to be staying the same. Now I'm going to add a layer, put it underneath, and that's going to be my weird wild texture layer. So here, for example, I've imported an oil painting, rotate it, and then make it fit. Now I do want to make sure that my oil painting, my abstract design, is maybe not the same color as the background. So I'm actually going to make sure that I change the color here. So I'm just going to right click it, rasterize it, and I'm going to go into image adjustments, hue and saturation. I'm going to click colorize, and now I can simply move the hue along and I can change it to make it as light or as dark as I want. So if I wanted to make it, for example, purple, I'll click OK. Now I'm going to go back into adjustments, and I'm going to go brightness and contrast, and I'll make it much darker. So that's just an example of how you can make texture designs by simply adding a base image and then adding in a texture either behind it or in front of it, and then merging the two of them somehow together. I really hope you found this quick walkthrough helpful. Make sure to check out my other videos on Crafty Stacks as well for deep dive tutorials on how to do videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.